It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022. Number 1. On the eve of the second anniversary of the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, Travis McMichael, Gregory McMichael, and William Bryan were found guilty on all counts in the federal trial as they were charged with violating Ahmaud Arbery's civil rights. All three men were convicted of interference of rights, which is a federal hate crime, and attempted kidnapping. The McMichaels were also found guilty of an additional firearms charge for using and carrying a firearm during a crime of violence. They could now receive sentences up to life in prison on the federal convictions. Number 2, a look back at our history. 100 years ago, the Mississippi State Senate voted to evict the state's black residents, the majority of its total population, and not just out of Mississippi, but out of the country. The Senate voted in 1922 to ask the federal government to trade some of the World War I debts owed by European countries for a piece of colonial Africa, where the government would then ship Mississippi's black residents, creating a final home for the American Negro. The act is a reminder of just how long after the end of slavery some white Southerners were pushing not just to strip African Americans of their political rights, but also to remove them from the land of their birth. Number 3, American truckers are banding together to form their own protest against vaccine mandates, an effort that comes on the heels of rampant protests that roiled Canada in recent weeks. The newly formed The People's Convoy announced plans to launch a unified transcontinental movement beginning Wednesday in Southern California to Washington, D.C. on March 5th. D.C. law enforcement is making preparations to be on the scene next month in the event the rally escalates and shuts down traffic around the nation's capital. Number 4. As we look back 10 years ago in the murder of Trayvon Martin, we are reminded Patrisse Cullors, along with 2 other queer black women, co-founded the Black Lives Matter movement in 2013 after George Zimmerman was acquitted of shooting and killing the 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. While it started out as a way to mobilize demonstrations in response to police violence against African Americans, Black Lives Matter today has 26 chapters in the United States, Britain, and Ghana. It's a movement that some analysts say is the biggest in U.S. history. Number 5. 77-year-old Jerry Rye was first reported missing by family members who were unable to contact him late last week. Mr. Rye was last seen Wednesday, February 5th, at his Renton apartment complex, but in the days since, he has been spotted in Tacoma, Pierce County, Washington State. Mr. Rye suffers from memory loss issues and has health complications that could put him at risk if he does not receive medical attention. If you or anyone has information about Jerry Rye, please contact the Pierce County Police Department or go to the Black and Missing Foundation website. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Be aware of your power to change your thoughts. Inhale peace, exhale chaos. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with Stephen Hill, Myra J., and activist Quinn Townsend Riley as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter,